Good morning, everybody. It's the start of a new day. It's Saturday, and I'm up really early. My husband wanted to go grocery shopping this morning, so we ran a quick errand, and I'm here waiting for him, and then we'll be getting some groceries. It is a fasting day, and I'm really excited about this video because I feel like I need to redeem myself for my sad and non-delicious looking meal that I cooked on my last video. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. I cook better than that. So I'm gonna use this day as a cooking day. Now wait, you're probably wondering, didn't you just say it's a fasting day? Yeah, well, the exciting part about this video is I'm going to help you guys do a fasting day when you have a house full of hungry teenagers and growing boys who want food throughout the entire course of the day. So I'm really excited. I'm going to show you tips on how you can maintain your fast and yet still cook for the rest of your family. Trying to juggle the two is always so difficult. So yeah, stay tuned and you are going to catch some of these tips, and yeah, you'll enjoy. Anyway, bye. We're going to talk about 5 ways that you could be a intermittent fasting mom and care for your family and their meals, and still continue fasting. So 5 tips, 5 ways that you can maintain that fast and not give in. So keep watching. So tip number 1, take care of yourself. Start your coffee, start your tea, your apple cider vinegar. Make sure, and it sounds so selfish, but make sure that you have what you need first. So taking that coffee, especially coffee, because coffee, for some reason or another, it kind of carves hunger. So you don't feel as hungry because of the caffeine. So if you can take in coffee in the morning before you start cooking for your kids, that's perfect. Me, you won't see it in this video that I'm cooking for the kids for breakfast because my kids usually take in cereal. And so I don't need to cook for them. They just make up their own cereal. I have my coffee. I wake up in the morning and I just kind of take care of my routine. It works out perfect. But yes, that is tip number 1. Tip number 2. Now, if it is your eating day, you eat first. Again, it's going to sound selfish, but make sure that you take in your meal first. If your kids eat lunch at noon, you have lunch at 11. If your kids eat, and your husband, of course, eat dinner at 5 p.m., you eat at 4 p.m. So make sure that you have your meal first. So as you're cooking and as you're serving, you're not interested in anything that they're eating, so that you don't have to worry about, taking in something that you shouldn't. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3. When you're fasting or when you're eating, regardless, why don't you make something that you don't like? Perhaps you don't like spaghetti, or perhaps you don't like, macaroni and cheese. Now, if you're that kind of person who likes everything, like I am, I love every kinds of foods, no matter what it is that you're making. I just love food, and I'm not allergic to anything. So now there's one thing that I cannot handle, and that's canned food. For some reason, I don't know if it's the sodium, the preservatives, I can't handle canned foods. So if you're that kind of person who enjoys all kinds of foods, why don't you pick an item that you cannot handle? Maybe you're allergic to something, or maybe your body can't handle canned foods, or maybe your body can't handle carbohydrates, or maybe you're gluten-free, or whatever the case may be. Make something that you're gonna pay the price if you happen to, let me just try a little bit here or try a little bit there. So yes, cook something that your body cannot handle, so therefore you think twice before you give in or try a little taste. And so that is tip number 3. Okay, friends, so as for tip number 4, portion control. Now, regardless of what you're going to cook with, whether it be a slow cooker or you're going to use pots and pans, only cook the portion for the members of your family who are going to eat. So, for example, let's say I'm cooking for 3 members of the family, my 2 boys and my husband. I'm going to put the amount of chicken or pork chops, enough for each of them to eat, whether it be 1 or 2 each. You can decide that. Because in the end, when you're serving, they're each going to get the portion that they're used to getting. And so therefore, you look at the amounts and your mind tells you, well, this is enough to feed them, and I'm not going to give in because it'll rob from a certain member of the family who's used to eating a little bit more. Now, I know you wouldn't let 1 member or 2 members of your family eat a little less because you're giving into a diet, would you? Yeah, I didn't think so. So that's going to help trick your mind into thinking, hey, you know, every single one of them has each one, whether it be pork chops or a piece of chicken, they each are assigned 1 piece, 2 piece, and therefore there's nothing left for myself. So anyway, that is trick number. Okay, friends, we've come down to tip number 5. And I can't stress this one enough. Use a slow cooker, whether it be chicken you're cooking, or pork chops, or whatever it is, maybe a soup. Throw it all in the slow cooker, season it, and then let it just cook itself as you're working out, going to work. I can't stress this enough. The slow cooker has become my best friend, literally. That I cannot stress it enough. Use a slow cooker. You know, I will show it later in my video, the slow cookers I have, and even tonight's dinner I'm making for my kids. You're gonna see how I incorporate this tip within my life today. Anyway, that is tip number 5. Okay, so this is my Crockpot. It's probably the cheapest version they have at Walmart. $25 is what I paid for this larger one. Then I have this smaller one. It's actually $5 at Walmart, brand new, believe it or not. Yeah, I like to use this for when I want portion control, tip number 4, and also for sides. Let's say it's an eating day and I'm cooking something we all can have. Then I have main dish, side dish. Today I'm gonna go with the larger one to make my taco soup. I have all my ingredients laid out here, ready for this taco soup. I don't feel like I need a portion control because I'm not going to be tempted with this soup because, as you can see, I have canned food and my body cannot handle it. So yeah, I'm going to start prepping and cutting and just tossing all of these ingredients in here. And yeah, it'll turn out to be a delicious soup, I'm sure. So I'm going to take a picture and I'll share it with you guys. I know the title said 5 tips, but, you know, I gotta throw the bonus. Okay, moms, if your child is of age to be able to cook something for themselves, there is nothing wrong for you to say, hey, scramble up some eggs. Hey, grab a Go-Gurt. Hey, grab a cheese stick. I know sometimes our teenagers are like, oh, I need food. I'm going to die if I don't eat right now. We've all been there. Don't give in. Therefore, we can keep ourselves out of the kitchen and not give in to food while we are fasting. So anyway, moms, that is tip bonus number 6.